What is up, you guys? It
What's
is
up, y'all?
Parker here with Deco Exchange. Y'all, we've got another great tutorial out today, and I just wanted to remind you guys to subscribe to our channel, like the video down below, and at the very least, y'all, leave us a comment and let us know what you think. Hope you enjoy.
So, y'all, we're gonna make a Deco Mesh Wreath with this Bunny Kisses and Easter Wishes sign. I went off the colors that are on my sign, so I do want to go ahead and cut my ribbon tails first. So I need a total of 9 um cuts of ribbon per color. 3, 4, 5. So I need 9 of each color, like I said. 9. So we're going to dovetail these ribbons. Yeah, and I do use a pre-made work wreath frame. I get mine at Deco Exchange. Okay, so I cut these at 30 inches. And I only cut these first because I wanted to make sure that I had enough of them. So these are going to be my outer ring ruffles, and that's great because I really wanted to use this mesh. So I am cutting my ruffles for the outer ring. Okay. So I am getting my 21-inch mesh, using that on my inner ring. Yeah, this is the inner ring and this is the outer ring. The inner ring is the one that's on the top because it's elevated. Okay, like I said, I use the pre-made work wreath forms. I don't add the pipe cleaners myself. They're already on there for me. I am measuring these loops 10 inches, these poofs, and I'm just doing it on the inner ring. Okay, so those are our 10-inch poofs on the inner ring. So we only do the inner ring because I want to put the outer ring with my ruffles of 30 inches. So these are my 30-inch ruffles. Normally, this just wants to really just curl up on itself. And I kind of let it do that, and then I just kind of try and match them up a little bit. Let them do that, and then just run it up against my stomach. If you want to, you can set it down and do it that way, but this is the way I do it. So just making some ruffles. Like I said, these were 30 inches. These were 30-inch ruffles on the outer ring. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to alternate our colors. We're going to have purple, pink, lavender, pink, lavender, pink. So that's what we have right now. Look how nicely those 30-inch ruffles filled up that outer ring. Now I do want to go and add another color of ruffle. So just kind of another 18 inches. And I only need four cuts of this, because these are my inner ring ruffles. I don't put my inner ring ruffles to be 30 inches because that's just going to make it really thick. If I wanted to do that, I would have not put in that 21-inch mesh as a base. I would have just put the ruffles in there all the way around on the inner and the outer ring of 30 inches. So once again, it kind of just, if it naturally curls, just follow the curl. If you have to help it just a little bit, you have to help it just a little bit, y'all. So just choosing one of my ties and untwisting it, setting that in, and twisting that back in. So y'all, look how cute that is. Look, there's the turquoise and the lavender and the pink. Absolutely love how this is already coming out. So we've cut all of our ribbons already. We did cut that at the beginning. These are 13 inches. Okay, 13 inches. And I want to make sure that when I'm adding my ribbon tails in, this Easter egg ribbon is predominantly pink. So I want to set that in the ruffles that are blue and purple. So we're going to be adding our ribbon tails in. And I always untwist my wreath ties and set it in. To me, and this is just me, I know other people have different opinions about it, but to me it allows my, once I secure that tightly, it really makes my ribbon tails kind of go where I want them to go. So that's what we did. We put all our ribbon tails in all the wreath ties. So now I've got to find an inconspicuous spot to tie some pipe cleaners in. Because y'all, like I said, I didn't buy pipe cleaners, and I would highly recommend, if you're putting pipe cleaners on a sign, that they at least match the color of the sign. I unfortunately only have brown right now because, like I said, I bought new scissors, but I didn't buy pipe cleaners. So definitely a trip to Walmart's craft section is in my future. But like I always recommend, if you don't have the cable mount squares to apply to the back, you can always use that hole punch. Running that through my mesh and just coming through, and I want to tie that into my wreath frame. So I always make sure I wrap those pipe cleaners or wire, whatever it may be that I use to attach my sign. I always make sure I add that into, and I always wrap it around my work frame. You always want to make sure you're wrapping it around your work frame. There you go. And from so we've attached our sign. Oh, look how cute that is, y'all. Okay, so next I do want to make a half bow. So we're gonna make a tail. I want to make that one 12 inches. I'm gonna pinch it. And we're gonna measure a 9-inch loop to begin with. 9-inch loop, pinch and twist, and then about a 7-inch tail. That's what we should have so far. Next, we're going to go in with our turquoise. And now I want to measure that first tail at 7 inches because I want to make sure my tails are going opposite directions. 9-inch loop, pinch and twist, and then a 12-inch tail. Okay, so 12-inch tail, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do an 11-inch loop. Pinch and twist. Now we're just going to go up in size of tail. So we're going to do 8-inch tail. I'm going to make a 8-inch tail. Loop, pinch and twist, And now I want this to be my longer tail, so I want this one to be 12 inches. So next, making my tail hinge. Loop. I'm kind of eyeballing this to see, and now I can give you all the measurement. That's 14 inches. That's a 14-inch loop with a 9-inch tail. Okay. My zip tie. Using my pipe cleaner. The way I'm holding this, I always just run that through right by my middle finger. You know, I do live in West Texas. One day it'll be windy and sunny, and then the next day it's snowing and freezing. So, yeah. So look how pretty that bow looks. And I'm going to choose a spot where to put this. Cut off my zip tie. And I'm going to run that through that mesh right here in the bottom right hand corner. I'm making sure to secure that to my work wreath frame. When it's my sign, I always wrap that ribbon around that work wreath frame. The same thing, the pipe cleaner, and the same thing with the pipe cleaners for my bows. I always try to make sure and I wrap them around my work wreath frame. I'm going to just dovetail my ribbons. So now, dovetailing, you can kind of just dovetail them at whatever length you want. I always try and make sure that if I need to go back and cut it, that I can cut more off if I need to. So I always try and get as close to the edge as possible. So yeah, look how pretty that looks. Just that one little black and white, but it really makes things pop. So next I am getting my 60919. I want to just separate them from that core stem because I'm going to add all 6 of these in there. Applying some hot glue. Want to come in through and just start adding our 60919. And I'm always trying to make sure that when I add that in, that I'm adding it to where one of those ties are. Okay. So y'all look how pretty that came out with that 60919. Absolutely love how this came out. Nice and wispy.